Welcome to the course. This first section is called Online Data Nerds. No, that's not online dating for nerds, nor is it dating online nerds, but online data nerds. In this first section, we're going to learn about the online services of Power BI. First, let's have a brief overview of the videos that we're going to cover in this section. The first video is creating a dashboard from existing reports, which is going to be the remainder of this video. The second video, we're going to look at getting quick insights. This is a very powerful and useful feature built into the Power BI service, which allows you to gain quick insights from your data. The third video is called Asking Questions of Your Data, and this is where we'll look at using the Q&A feature in the Power BI service to quickly gain additional insight from your data by using natural language. In the fourth and final video of this section, we're going to look at how to create and manage data alerts that notifies you via email certain variables that go above or below thresholds that you define. So let's take a look now at creating a dashboard from existing reports. The main idea behind creating dashboards is to make it easier for the end user to see the most important data tiles. That way they have a good understanding of the ebb and flow of the company or whatever it may be. You can easily pin visuals or data tiles from one or several reports to an existing or a newly created dashboard for easy viewing and sharing. Now, sharing is something that we'll get into later on. Additionally, you'll see how data tiles pinned to dashboards serve as useful links to their underlying report, therefore allowing you to engage in more in-depth analysis. Okay, so here we are in the Power BI service, and as you can see, I already have a few reports published to my workspace here. So what I'm going to do for this demo is first go into the sales report, and we're going to create a dashboard from some of the most important data tiles from this report. So obviously I want to focus on the most important data tiles, so I'm definitely going to pin these KPIs here to the dashboard, and then I think I'll also pin this line chart here showing the trend of sales. I'm going to pin these to the dashboard, and I'm actually going to create a new dashboard while I do this. So let's start with these KPIs here. If I hover over the visual, we see this pin that appears. It says pin visual. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and then it asks me if I want to pin this to an existing dashboard or a new dashboard. So I'll go to new dashboard and I'll name this packed. Alright, it says it's been created. I can go to dashboard, and here's the start of my packed dashboard. So let's go back to my workspace and to that sales report, and we'll do the same thing for the rest of these KPIs. Existing, packed, okay, pin. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for this line chart. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard again. I could click this here, or what I could do is go back to my workspace, and here we see dashboards, and here's the packed dashboard that I just created. So I'll click on that. So here we have the data tiles. Here is the dashboard, and of course I can play around with these tiles. I can move them. And now let's say that I want to include a kind of title to this dashboard, a data tile that gives some kind of information about this dashboard, what it's about. So I could go to the add tile here, and we'll choose text box. Okay, and I want to display the title and subtitle, and I'll call this the name of the dashboard, which is packed. And then in the content below, I'll just say this is sample text explaining the purpose of the dashboard. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and click apply. And we see it created the tile here. It repositioned everything. I'll go ahead and make this smaller, and I'll slide this over. So that serves as kind of a title giving a brief description of the dashboard. Now I want to show you something else about moving data tiles in a dashboard. You'll notice when I move this tile over here, these tiles do not shift up. And you can actually adjust that by going to the gear here and then settings. And then we'll go to dashboards and we'll select the packed dashboard here. And you see here where it says turn on tile flow. I can go ahead and check that box and click apply. Now when I move this data tile over here, these tiles will slide up. Okay, now I'm going to go to another report and pin a visual from that report to this dashboard here, just to show that it's possible to pin data tiles from different reports to the same dashboard. Now obviously, in theory, you'll want to pin data tiles from related reports to the same dashboard, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to use reports that have nothing to do with each other. So if I go over here to Workspace and go back to Reports, and we'll do this Project Management report here. And let's say I want to pin this gauge data tile. So I'll pin this to the packed dashboard. Go to Dashboard, and here it is. I can scroll over and resize it. So here's a really neat thing about dashboards. These data tiles remain linked to their underlying reports. And so not only do they update with their underlying reports, but if I click on a data tile, it'll actually take me to the underlying report where I can perform more in-depth analysis if I want to. So if I click on this promo sales data tile here, this KPI, it's going to take me to its underlying sales report. So if I go ahead and click it, now I'm back to the sales analysis report. And I'll go back to our dashboard here. And again, I can click on this KPI for the program or the project management report. Click on that, and now it takes me to the program summary report. Let me go ahead and explain two more aspects or features of dashboards. Up here, we have set as featured and favorite. And let me explain the difference between the two. If I set this dashboard as featured, basically what this does is it makes it the first thing that you see when you log into your Power BI service. Now with featured, you can only have one dashboard that edit. Now you can only have one dashboard that is set as featured. So if I go ahead and click featured here and agree set as featured, now this dashboard is set as featured, and it'll be the first thing I see when I log into Power BI service. And of course, if I want to disable this dashboard as the featured dashboard, then all I have to do is go back up here and click disable featured. And then we also have favorite here. The difference with favorite is that you can have multiple dashboards that are your favorites. And with dashboards that are favorited, you're able to access those dashboards from any of your workspaces. So if you go over here to workspaces, as you see here, I have my workspace and then two additional group workspaces. So I can go over here and click on favorite, and now this dashboard is one of my favorites. So now for a brief summary of the things we covered in this video. Firstly, when you create dashboards, you want to focus on pinning your most important data tiles or visuals. The main idea behind creating a dashboard is to give a general overview of your data. It's not intended to be a means of drilling into your data, but to allow the end user to see overall trends and progress. If you do desire to do more in-depth analysis of your data, then of course you can click on one of the data tiles in order to be taken to the underlying report. Secondly, slicers and filters currently cannot be pinned to dashboards. And again, I think the idea behind this is that dashboards are not intended to be a means of drilling into your data, just more general insight, general overview. And lastly, we saw how you can set a dashboard as your featured dashboard, and you can also make it a favorite, and we discussed the differences between the two of those. In our next video, we'll see how to get quick insights, which is a big help in the analysis process.